do these briefings throughout the weekend?
I already spoke to that. I may not have spoken to that. I'm excited to hear that you guys want to hang out with us over the weekend.
As much as possible.
Wow. Okay. Look, we are going to continue, in all seriousness, we're going to continue to provide updates from the president's physician, as we have, detailed report, as you guys have been receiving. And we'll see you guys on Monday. We're not going to be here over the weekend.
On Wednesday night. Now, whether that tiredness is part of COVID or whether he had just had a long day, he had been standing outside in 95-degree temperatures, speaking. Again, I sometimes look at the president's schedule and I get tired looking at his schedule.
Dr. Jha and I spoke to the president over FaceTime this afternoon. I asked him if he had a message for the American people. The president said he's still putting in 8+ hours of work a day.
Vice President Harris is a close contact of the president's, and the CDC guidance says that if you're a close contact, you want to wear a well-fitting mask when you're around other people. She just spoke at a conference in D.C. and she hugged someone without a mask on. She was also maskless for most of that conversation. Would you have recommended that she keep her mask on, given that that is the CDC guidance?
You know, I think I'm not sure what I have not been tracking the vice president's activities, so I don't have anything specific to say about what she did. My understanding is that the vice president is following CDC guidelines on close contact.
She isn't following the CDC guidance, though, right? If she is hugging someone without a mask on. Just wanted your clarification on that.
Yeah, I think the CDC guidance is clear, but the problem is me commenting on what the vice president did when I haven't seen it or I don't actually know what happened is very, very difficult. So I'm going to pass.
She took off the mask and she embraced someone. You don't have to see it. I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah. So usually when we think about people having contact is for an extended period of time. I don't know. Again, I didn't see the hug. I don't know how long the hug lasted. But it's very hard for me to comment on something I really didn't see. So. The president is doing better. He slept well last night. He ate his breakfast and lunch. He actually showed me his plate. Didn't ask about the menu, but I did see an empty plate with crumbs, and I have some guesses about what was there, but didn't ask. Didn't ask.
Why are we not hearing from Dr. O'Connor on this? I understand that you've released statements from him, but yesterday we had a difficult time comparing the description of the symptom progression from Dr. O'Connor's letter versus how you all laid it out in the briefing room. And then Dr. Jha, you did some interviews this morning, but your last update from the president was at 10 o'clock the night before.
Well, a couple of hours ago, right at 11 o'clock, you got a detailed letter from Dr. O'Connor. Yes, you have. You've heard from the letter. That is hearing directly from him. We're not playing telephone here. You're hearing directly from the physician. Yes, it is. I mean, that is hearing directly from, in his words. In his words, you are hearing directly from Dr. O'Connor, as I read out. But I'm answering your colleague's question here, so give me the second to do that. Thank you. So you've heard directly from him. And not only that, you have heard more, I would easily argue, about a mild symptoms of a virus than any other president.
Could we get the president's physician here so that we can not play the game of telephone?
I don't think this is a game of telephone.
I understand the point you're making that the president's improving, that Dr. Jha is a medical doctor, obviously a lot of experience running COVID response unit. But when we've got questions about his symptoms progressing, he had a fever last night. His cough is now loose as opposed to dry. And the first
so he did not have a fever last night. Just to make that clear, I think Dr. Jha made that very clear. 99.4 is not a fever. It's not even a low-grade fever. So
when his letter has described his 99.4 degree non-fever as being treated with Tylenol, and now we're hearing from you that he was treated for discomfort, that's an inconsistency.
Yeah, so I'll have to pull up the letter, but what I understand, and spoke to Dr. O'Connor, spoke to the president.
Dr. O'Connor, but Does the White House plan on making him available for questions, making him available to the public at any point?
We feel that Dr. O'Connor's statements and his detailed report, again, on a situation, as the doctor just said, is mild, very mild, and he's able to continue to do his work, is enough.
You don't think there would be additional value, even just for assuring the public and giving the press the opportunity to ask and follow-up questions indirectly?
No, I hear you. We are assuring the public, and to be quite honest, there's nothing. We don't believe, and Dr. O'Connor believed there's nothing more that he could add to what's already in his report, and so again, detailed information from Dr. O'Connor. But we've answered this question many times, so let's give your other